does Billy Maximoff want at the end of the road?
If you really want to finish this together, just know that I do not trust you at all. Ever.
Let's go find the next trial. Last one there is a nice person.
Hey guys, welcome back to Patten Time. If you're new here, welcome to our channel, and any returning subscribers, welcome back. We hope you like this review of Agatha episode 6 and 7. We're going to be joining them up only because the first episode was like a flashback kind of episode of obviously Billy. We found out he that teen is Billy from the last episode, so it was an episode really of a backstory of him and how he got into obviously his new body, which we will touch on. So we're just going to be joining the two episodes together. But if this is your type of content, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts as well of this backstory, because I've been looking of how, you know, people are not really happy about this backstory that they've given Billy. It's like they bigged him up in episode 5, like, yeah, he's finally Billy, he's got the crown and everything. Next episode, it just fell flat. So let us know what you guys thought of this backstory, and do you like it, or is it like weak that they could have given us more? Because we definitely think they could have. But yes, without no further ado, we're gonna get stuck into this review. I mean, again, like we already said, episode 6, there was really not much to it. It was basically a backstory of Billy. Well, William is his real name. William Kaplan was, technically that body anyway. It's William Kaplan. And just the history of it, they were at like a party, they had like a bar mitzvah or whatever. And Lilia was there, so that's how we met Lilia.
That's right, and she put
she was the one who did the hex. Because she wrote it on the sigil, sigil. And she wrote the symbol on the thing, because she obviously saw everything and did whatever.
And then right after she did it, she forgot.
And she forgot. Yeah. And it ties into the previous episodes that whoever put it on, you forget.
That's right.
And it was Lilia who did that.
That's right.
And obviously then that leads up to he has a crash, a car crash at the same time where the hex that Wanda put on in WandaVision was coming down at Westview.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So obviously that was during the time where, you know, Billy and whatever, so everyone was going to die because the hex was coming down, and obviously Billy managed to find a nearby body that was either dead or on the way out, found Williams and put himself in William Kaplan's body.
Because William died in that crash.
He died in that crash, and so he's obviously now Billy. And I mean, that was pretty much it. He's now on this journey of figuring out who he is. He's not the same.
That's right.
He's starting to hear people's thoughts now, because obviously Billy is a mind reader.
That's right.
And he's now studying things. That's why, like, Jennifer's on the TV studying Jen.
Yeah.
Alice is a cop or whatever. So it's like he's meeting all of them before, like he already met them.
Yeah.
So and he's just on the journey of finding out who he is, really.
That's right.
Properly.
Yeah.
And that's why he starts hearing about Agatha, studying Agatha, researching about Agatha.
Oh, right, about her past and so forth. Yeah.
And so I think that's pretty much.
And that led us to what, the first or second episode when he was caught in her house,
breaking into her house, because obviously he must have heard that she hasn't left her house in like 3 years.
That's right.
And so he was obviously know that there's a spell to break her out of it and whatever.
Yeah.
And so that led into the first episode of the backstory, and that was pretty much the whole episode until the end, when present time, when obviously he said that he's Billy. And she was like, "Oh, you're so much like your mother."
Oh, right, okay.
And it just went to that. They had a conversation about it.
Oh, I think, is that the one? Because he said, "I'm Billy," and then he said Billy Maximoff.
Yeah, but I think that was the last episode. That was the last episode. Oh. That was episode 5. But it led into this bit. Okay. Yeah. And she was basically like, "Oh, I love this new body that you put yourself in." And he was like, "Oh, how long did you know?" And she was like, "I had an idea, but I didn't, you know." Yeah. Again,
it's just
it wasn't that great.
We tend to do these reviews where they do the backstories. I think, you know, don't want to cross over. Yeah. But they did the same thing with Penguin. And we kind of like feel it's just like a pointless 35, 40 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't need the whole episode.
You can
for
do
it.
5-10 minutes backstory. But
Yeah, I guess it was interesting, some of the parts, and obviously
Yeah.
we saw in action of, you know, when she was in the home and she was obviously in this illusion, you know, but we saw in action just how crazy she must have been when she was driving.
When she was driving.
And even when she kicked him, in the first episode, she kicked him off the chair. Because that was in her mind, isn't it? But then we saw that she just kicked him on the shoulder. He was like, "Why did you do that for?" So there was funny bits, I guess, to see. She was really under this spell, like she was going nuts. But we didn't need a whole episode of it.
We really didn't need it.
And honestly, that was it for episode 6. So
let's just jump straight in, innit?
yeah, so straight into episode 7 then. Again, we thought this was also pointless. Like, we didn't really like this one. This was about Lilia.
Yeah.
It was Lilia's trial.
It's another trial.
Another trial. It's another trial,
Because
which
we've
is
seen a few
okay.
trials,
Yeah, which
so
is fair
it's another
enough.
trial.
But I guess it's just the style of it. It was just like, and it was messy. It was like jumping through times, and she's jumping through times because time is not as what it seems, or it's just messy. It was just so messy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What we got?
And then we more into the Rio is deaf. So that's now confirmed. She is deaf.
Yeah, that was at the end of the episode, isn't it?
Yeah, so that ties into, you know, from previous episodes where they were with the Ouija board and they asked who was here and it spelt out deaf. Actually was talking about Rio.
The first,
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So obviously that's now confirmed, like she is deaf. And I think the comic name is Lady Death, and obviously she's really powerful. This is a real character.
Yeah.
And obviously in later episodes they really show her true form. But apart from that, no, because obviously everyone was thinking, oh, you know, where is Rio during all of this? You know, and obviously she's off doing her stuff, taking people's souls and whatever she's doing.
But the trial itself was I mean, they were in some sort of is that when he was dressed up as
magnificent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she was obviously a witch. Yes. So they were in a place, and the swords was on the ceiling.
And they were doing like some sort of tarot reading thing.
That's right. And every time they were obviously were getting it wrong, the swords was coming down further.
Until Lilia came and she was the only one.
Because he said, "I wish Lilia was there," and lo and behold, she popped through.
She dropped through the thing,
which is a kind of clue.
To later episodes.
So she comes, obviously saves the day more or less.
She's the only one who knows. Yeah, she's the only one who knows how to solve it.
But she was with
Jennifer. Yeah. She's the only one who knows how to do it, and eventually she solved it.
She solved it.
Got them out, and she stayed behind.
Yes.
Yeah, she stayed behind.
There's the Salem 7 came in after
she shut the door on them.
Yes.
And then she turned around and started talking, whatever, and then the Salem arrived.
Yes.
And they all they were in like their different forms. It's different,
right.
and it was quite cool. I guess I the way they appear, and it was kind of the same. But the way they appear was very very sinister. So but Salem came.
And she dealt with them.
Yeah, there was another card, I think, that she said something about the tower reversed or something.
Yeah.
And
right. So instead of the swords coming down, it reversed.
So they started floating.
So they floating. The swords were at the bottom.
Yeah, and then they all dropped down.
Died.
So we were thinking, what? The Salem 7 is dead? Just like that?
Just like that. So Lilia is holding on for dear life with her one hand.
Yeah.
And the ceiling. And then she starts dramatically falling.
Yeah,
and she ends up.
Up on the sword.
Yeah, she ends up on the sword, paled in the swords.
Yeah.
So
and that was it again.
And that's when and then obviously because she died, we saw her in another dimension. That's when she saw death.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah,
and that's how it finished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it of the 2 episodes.
So that's it of the 2 episodes. You know.
Yeah, especially the Lilia one. It was. Obviously, this time jumping thing, and it was just.
There's not much to say. I mean, if you know, I mean, Agatha. I guess the story of Agatha is around. They didn't just make this up out of
of course.
So maybe you have some understanding of how this is all going. But now we've reached episode 7, and really we're none the wiser. Really, at the end of the day, and it just seems. I think at this point, the 6 and 7, I don't know about Leah, but for me, I'm losing interest.
Yeah,
I'm losing interest
because episode 5 I mean, 1 to 4
Yeah.
was decent. I guess there was things that was like, oh,
It was
okay.
leading us up to-
Yeah. And so episode 5, we find out he's
Yeah.
actually Billy. And it's like, oh,
Okay.
we've gone up to the spot.
Yeah.
You know,
So we're expecting
it's
it.
peaked. We're
Yeah.
at the top like, oh, okay.
So it can only get better.
Right. Then we get to episode 6 straight after, and it's
Backstory.
gone down.
Nothing. Lilia,
7 down.
trial, nothing
on
about
Billy.
Nothing.
So it's like, oh man,
So,
you've gone up, but then you've
Anyway.
gone down literally straight away.
Anyway.
So anyway, yeah, we just felt like it was weak, you know, the 2 episodes, and even, you know, obviously episode 6 wasn't a trial, but episode 7 was a trial.
Yes.
That was the most boring trial.
Yeah,
You know, the other trials were quite interesting, like, you know, the first one in the house, you know, with Miss Davis and all of that stuff, and Agatha's trial, but this trial, Lilia's, it was just, it's boring. This one was actually boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just not much honestly to say about these 2 episodes. Episode 6 was definitely a waste of an episode. I guess maybe some of that backstory about Billy and William
It's good to know.
was needed,
But not for 40
but
minutes
not
or
for a
whatever.
whole
However,
episode. No.
I think it was, I can't remember.
Yeah, but not for a whole episode. We didn't need that.
Yeah.
And then you went to present time just at the end, and it's not strong enough. It's not strong enough.
Yeah.
And then so so that was it really of these 2 episodes. Let us know what you guys thought of these 2 episodes as well, and your thoughts of where it's going and the whole story of Billy as well, you know, giving us Billy in episode 5 and confirming it all, and then literally just dropping it after that, and it's just like, okay, now let's move on.
Yeah.
He's Billy, let's move on. So let us know what you guys think about that. If you did like this review, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Again, let us know in the comments your thoughts and maybe hopes for the last 2 episodes as well, and definitely stay tuned for our episode 8 and episode 9 review too, and we definitely look forward to seeing you there as well. Patten time out.